A lot of breaking news here this morning. The breaking story just moments ago, the Supreme Court and this landmark ruling, the court making same-sex marriage legal in this country across every state in this nation.
On June 26, 2015, the Supreme Court ruled to legalize same-sex marriage in all 50 states. They ruled on the basis that marriage is a fundamental right and a unique way for individuals in same-sex and opposite-sex partnerships to demonstrate their commitment to one another. While many in the LGBTQ community were ecstatic with the results, there were many who voiced oppositions to the Supreme Court ruling.
Where the American people had the opportunity to vote on this, they strongly voted to retain the understanding of marriage that has been that in our law throughout our history. So this is an unfortunate curtailment of that democratic process by the Supreme Court.
Every definition that I looked up prior to about a dozen years ago defined marriage as unity between a man and a woman as husband and wife. Obviously, if you succeed, that core definition will no longer be operable. You're not seeking to join the institution, you're seeking to change what the institution is.
Those opposed were against same-sex marriage on the basis of political and/or religious views. They believe that the Supreme Court ruling forced them to act against their religious or moral views. Business people opposed to the ruling did not want to do business with same-sex couples and were in fear of receiving fines for refusing service.
If you prevail here, there will be no more debate. I mean, closing the debate can close minds, and it will have a consequence on how this new institution is accepted. People feel very differently about something if they have a chance to vote on it than if it's imposed on them by the courts.
When looking at how the media produces stories for public consumption, it is important to note the various frames used to elicit different reactions from audiences. In our analysis of the Washington Post and the New York Times, the most common frame used by both newspapers was the human interest frame. This frame puts a real human face or emotional angle to the story, with the hopes of evoking either a positive or negative emotional response.
In both sources, the human interest frame was the most commonly used frame. This speaks to the uniformity in presentation across various news sources. Many sources feel pressured to present events similarly to their competition in order to avoid drastically different perspectives on the same event. Due to extreme significance of the Supreme Court ruling, the human interest frame was crucial for this. Many articles provided vivid detail of ecstatic crowds gathering to celebrate the hard-fought battle against oppression.
There's been decades and decades of hatred and discrimination against same-sex couples, and today is a huge validation. The highest court in our land has ruled that gay and lesbian couples are equal and their love should be treated equally. And for so many people in this country, life is better today, and for the next generations, it's just going to be a wonderful, wonderful place.
The human interest frame highlights the deep connection people have to the passing of this law, demonstrating their newfound ability to show commitment to the ones they love, as well as equal access to certain rights. Not only does the human interest frame highlight joy, love, and struggle for equal rights, it also highlights opposers' concerns for same-sex marriage. Business, moral, and religious concerns are given life through the use of these frames. Both sources were unbiased due to their equal representation for both sides of the story. While the government and the Supreme Court are continuously passing laws, the use of the human interest frame on this case was extremely important. While there may be conflict surrounding the issue, it is heartwarming to see how the Supreme Court ruling positively impacted the lives of so many American citizens. The human interest frame turns courtrooms, judges, and rulings into celebration, love, and equality.